Hi team. So in this recording we'll learn how to prepare an agreement. So whenever you are required to prepare an agreement, you always need to log in into the Inspection Express portal as I have logged in already. So after that you must be aware that whether this property is already added into the system or not. So if not, then we need to go here in the property section to add new property. For example, the property address is, let me, it's from here, 3 Upam Way, Donnybrook. We need to go to the properties to add the new property once again and fill the address here accordingly. In the postcode, you need to fill postcode. This is the suburb. The street name is Upam Way and the street number is 3. Right? So, to get to know more about the number of bedrooms and the bathrooms, you can Google it from anywhere. From any real estate site, you get to know more about it, and you can check as I checked here. I get to know the number of bedrooms is 3, bathrooms are 2, and the car parks are 2. Let me fill this detail onto Inspection Express. The property ID would be same as the property address. Rest you need not to fill any of the thing over here, and from save it will be created. Yeah. So after that you need to go to the paperless office. For preparing of authority you must have the tenant's contact details and the signed authority already. So for the preparation of new agreement, you always need to go to the paperless office. There you will have the option of new agreement. You can mention the property address here. By selecting OK, all the conditions would be shown here. You need to select all and then OK. This screen will start appearing. Make sure you always need to make the changes in the left side. Alright. So here you have the premises feature. Always use agency email as a renter provider because we are the one who are serving the owner on for them for managing the property. So yes, any related email would be sent to the agency email. So always choose yes. Do owner corporation rules apply to the premises? It needs to be confirmed by the owner that whether they have the owner corporation rules or not. If yes, then yes, otherwise no. Include disclosure that are you already aware that property tree and inspection express are interlinked and integrated even. So if you have this information in your property tree portal, then if you select yes, then all the information will be pre-filled, right? So you can keep it yes as well. Now add rental provider. So make sure rental providers are always the owners, not the tenants. From here you can create a blank user. For example, the owner of this property is Manpreet and her last name is Kaur. We have the email address, for example. And the contact number is, for example, this, right? In this manner you can add number of honors. If have, or if there is any one, then you need to add this one. If the company is registered for the if the like ownership is registered for the company name, then you need to provide their details, or you can provide their details in the tags, or here you need to mention the contactors detail, right? Then by adding from here you can create one more column, and if this has been added mistakenly, then you can remove that by clicking on the delete button at the bottom, right? If there is any ACN number, then you can mention if you are aware. Then renter information is required. Now renters are the tenants of the property. By creating a blank here, you can add, for example, the renter is, for example, this, right? And here you can add the address as well. Right? So if there are multiple tenants, then again you can add the column from here, and you can add the details if any, right? And you can see that the changes you have made here will be reflecting here. For example, the renter provider name, right? The renter's details. Now, for example, here you have nothing, but once you add the information, for example, the agreement is going to be start by next Monday, that is 20th, and it's of 12 months, right? So it will be going to end in 2026, October 19, right? So here it will be start reflecting. Then the rent is, for example, 2390 per month, and the first payment due date will always be lease start date. No matters whether they have paid a week before or anything like that, but always and always you need to mention the lease start date on first payment due date. Always mark here 0. If they are taking a payment by a bank deposit, then here you can add their bank details. Otherwise, here you have the option of other electronic forms of payment. You can choose this one as well, right? This you need not to do anything. Then bond. So bond is the security deposit, right, which we have taken from the tenant before the lease start. So it would be always the rent, the bond required. It must be required always, right? whenever there is a new lease. So the bond amount would be same as the rent amount, and the bond payment due date will always be the lease start date. Next, in the case of new agreement, it will be always provided. Condition report is the entry report, like it shows the how the condition of the property is before the tenant moves in. So it will be provided every time when the new tenants come to the property. This has been added by backend. If you want to change anything, this can be done. Here the fee has been already marked, but if you want to skip, you can skip that part. Any attachment can be attached over here. Here, then go to the workflow, time schedule, send immediately, right? Here you can add or decrease the number of the days you have given for signature. Signature required are of property manager, and the email has been selected already. Here you can change the rental provider email already it has been added of Prabjot. So if you want to add any other email, you need to add it from the back end, and if you want to select anyone from both of these, you can make the changes. Then from here it will be saved, and it will be start appearing in the draft, right? You can recheck that if you want to. If you don't want to, then you can send it from here as well, right? So a click can allow you to send that email, and if there is any change, you can do that. So this was all about preparation of agreement. Always recheck the things whenever you are making any